Hey y'all, Good Franson here. It's been a while since I've been able to come on here and sit down, have a chat, let y'all know what's going on. Forgive me if I sound a little weird. Finally got onto this head cold that's going around and it's getting down to my chest and messing with my voice. So, sounding a little funky, that's why. Can you believe it's already been November? Damn. Where is this year gone, man? It just seems like it's only getting more maddening. Some of y'all probably wonder what's been going on. Well, let's just say I have been busy working on stuff behind the scenes, getting some more books into production. There's actually a new imprint from Bald and Bonkers that we're launching called Research Division. That's going to be focused on specialized, reports and essays being sold as, digital books or, physical copies. That goes into a number of different subjects. First one we're putting into circulation involves AI overuse and cognitive degradation due to AI overuse, and as well as suggested ways to help combat it, because let's face it, AI is only going to become more and more prevalent, and we need to be aware of what its effects are and how it functions and the purposes of these people putting these things out. So there's a couple different AI-based projects, mostly being done for research purposes right now, that will also be tied to that, but I will update more on that as it comes. And I know some of you probably think that I don't do investigations anymore. Well, those of you who don't know the story, I used to go out on ghost hunts a lot more often, but I didn't really focus on public locations. I mainly focused on private residents, and often those types of cases came up. It involved a lot of personal messed up history that the families obviously did not want to be publicized, and it didn't even feel right in the first place for me to publicize it. I can talk about the things that happened on those cases, but yeah, as far as notes, because there's some crucial insights that they all brought. I've been called in to aid with a family who, interestingly enough, believes that their young child may be undergoing past life recalls. And I've assessed the situation. Seems like a good group. Nothing too concerning that came up about them. But with situations like these, it's going to require further observation just to see how everything unfolds. Based on what I have so far, it seems like there's nothing really negative associated with what's going on. This is just a young kid who's getting to be old enough to start talking, sharing information that he probably should not know. So we're going to monitor things closely. I advise the parents that it's likely that unless the child has some sort of neurodivergence, meaning ADHD, autism, which has been known to affect it, some sort of neurodivergence condition, not necessarily saying anything's wrong with him, or if he sustains some sort of head injury, again, not saying anything's wrong with him or associated that there's any sort of abuse going on, just live things happening. But there's a good chance that this young man will, once he gets a little bit older, more of his brain will be a bit more developed and bury that information a little bit more, so he will likely even remember having these recalls. But in the event he does, what they've been advised to do is just take careful notes, detail as much as possible, try to see if they can find any identifying information that could limit down potential past lives, then we'll go from there. Obviously, given that there is always a chance of starseed incarnations, if the situation goes to unfold where that is the case, obviously that's much harder to document, but there are steps to assess that further. Until we know for certain, we're on standby. See what else we got going on. And towards the end of February, beginning of March, the exact schematics, the exact logistics are still being sorted out. I will be site for a potential UFO watch post for a couple weeks. The location will still be close enough for me to still go to and from work. It's in a location that is actually very close to me. Let's just say that this is going to take place at ground zero for the Specialist of the Strange. And something I did not know about this location before, and I severely wish I did. Apparently cattle mutilations are on the table. So That's interesting. I'll share more details as I can. I'll probably do little video updates like this as we go, and we'll see what happens. This location, there's lots of activity. There's multiple sightings in the area. There's multiple hauntings nearby, and well, multiple eyewitnesses for potential UFO activity, as well as at least one documented case of an abduction. So, a lot of potential and very minimal light pollution to get in the way. So, that's always useful. Of course, how much we actually get to do when that happens will strongly depend on the weather. So, we'll see how that goes. And as you can see, Dakota has had to get himself yet another new ride because my old Mercury apparently had a lot more issues than what was disclosed to me and was beyond saving, to where the auto shop that I took it to pretty much just offered to take it off my hands as payment because it was that far beyond saving. So, got myself a new rig. Call her Baron Big Blue. She fits me perfect. Certainly will. And so far, it's treated me pretty good. So I'm hoping I just didn't jinx myself. Anyway, y'all, I better get going and shut up so I don't strain my voice any further than I already am risking. Much love. Take care. See you when I see you. Trust me, there's a lot of good shit on the way.